I find it funny how I've got a pair of grandparents who cherish the absolute F out of me and drop me off places when I need it and give me money when I need it and constantly support me. And the other pair just ring me at 8:30 whenever they need me and put 20 pounds in my bank account every now and then if I'm lucky. But I'm still giving her a card, aren't I, for some wild reason. Don't you hate it when that happens? What's up everyone and welcome back to EmKay, the best Reddit readings north of the equator, and today we're taking another stroll down r/ChoosingBeggars. And get ready because the beggars are back. And graphic designer, I have a commission for you. Description: I want a design thread for MCM. Budget $0. Time frame 1 day. Listen, that's the opportunity of a lifetime. I'd snatch that up if I was you. I run a small company which builds websites and provides care to shops, companies, nonprofits. A couple of years ago, my then 8-year-old niece got bitten by the acting bug and started taking classes at a local youth initiative. Now, I know the guy that runs it. Good dude. And the first year my niece was in a play, he and I got to talk a bit, and he tells me how hard it is to get this thing off the ground properly. To make a long story short, I make an agreement with him that we will build him a decent website and keep it running and even extend it if needed in exchange for 2 tickets to each show. They started off with 1, now they have 3. Kids, teenagers, and a musical. That agreement worked fine for the last 4 years. We never use up all the tickets. We even let him know he can sell our tickets if we can't make it. So this year there's good and bad news. The good news is that his acting studio is running well. Hey, nice. The bad news is that because of this, they now have a board that takes care of other things, costumes, background, props, etc., so he can concentrate on his classes. On to the Choosing Beggar. The chairperson of said board contacted me a couple of months ago asking if we could do some minor changes to the site. I asked him what minor changes he wants, as you do. Basically, he wanted a complete overhaul and a back end with all the information from the students, a mailer that can be configured, access management so parents of children can view and edit their kids' information online, payment options / web shop, online voting options for the board, etc., etc. The list was almost 2 pages long and would cost a crapload to develop and maintain. When I called him to say that this was not going to happen, he started yelling at me that we, quote, have a binding legal agreement that I would maintain their website in exchange for tickets. I told him that I have a loose verbal agreement where I will build, host, and maintain a basic website, and if he's not happy with that, he can go somewhere else with his demands. Apparently the guy tried the same thing with some other people that donated time and materials either free or at cost. They kicked him out. Imagine being that chairperson, well, the guy who owns the business has this agreement with him. I think I could probably manage to get, just a few minor changes if, completely redo the site, take it out of basic HTML, just completely give it a facelift. Shouldn't cost much, at least out of my pocket. Own sister, 23, thinks that since I, 16, get a allowance now that I should buy her stuff. Mother's Day is coming up, you can afford to get me makeup. I'd like brushes and lipsticks, no concealer or foundation. Thanks, love you. What am I getting? Just told you. Brush and lipsticks or lip gloss, or I want Victoria's Secret underwear, size M, booty cut ones. I have none, blank. What am I getting from you? When I was in college, I worked at a local pizza shop that was right across the street from campus. The staff in a shift would be 3 to 4 guys. 1 to make pizza, 1 to help coordinate others, 1 to run register, and a floater, bus tables, take out food, restock the food, etc. There were 2 shifts each day that switched at 5 p.m. and we had a tip jar that would get split up at the end of each shift. CW, coworker, CB, choosing beggar. It was a Sunday and I had been working the morning shift with 2 other guys, CW and CB. CB was making pizzas, CW was running register / bussing tables, and I was taking orders / running food / whatever needed to be done to help everyone else out. It was about 2:30 p.m. and the store was pretty quiet, so CB said he was going to run to his apartment and would be right back. He lived next door and business was slow, so I didn't think anything of it. He's gone for a little while and we started to see a trickle of customers come in. I knew how to make pizzas, so I went to work. CW and I knock out all the orders and deliver everyone their food and are relaxing while the customers eat. Once the customers had left and we have cleaned the tables, CW said 1 left us $6 and put it in the tip jar. When CB finally gets back at 4:45, oh my god, he walks in all stressed and says sorry he's late. He took a nap and overslept? What? Are you kidding me? Oh, you're awful, man. I'm thinking, wow dude, literally sleeping on the job, but whatever. I'm not usually confrontational and just let it go. Since it's close to the end of our shift, the new team is starting to arrive, so we split up the tip jar. I pull all the money out and start splitting it into 3, but I set aside the $6 from the customers CW and I covered on our own to be split between just me and him. CB was in the back but comes up front to get his share of the tips. He sees me finish up and give CW and myself $3 extra each, then hand him the stack. Hey, you guys got more tips than me. Yeah, when you were at your apartment, we had some customers come in and they left us $6. And why do only you and CW get that? Because you were gone for over 2 hours on a break and we took care of them. Man, that's garbage. When we work on a shift together, we split the entire tip jar together. You were asleep. You don't deserve this tip at all. CW and I earned this. Man, screw this. I'm telling the boss when he gets in. I was livid that he felt entitled to this money when he bailed on us during the shift, and I just wanted to be done with him. So I took $2 out of my tips and slammed it on the counter and said, "Here's your money." Crap, I don't want it anymore. It's about the principle of the thing now. I'm gonna tell the boss that you tried to screw me out of some of the tip jar. I just grabbed the money, clocked out, and left. My next shift was the following Thursday and CB was not working my shift. When I got in, the boss was there. And while everyone was standing up front, he called me into the back of the store in the kitchen. Now this is where I have to mention that I have been working at this shop for over 3 years at this point and was considered one of the best workers we had. CB had been working for about 3 months. I definitely had the trust and confidence of my superiors. I walk into the back and he says CB came to him and said I didn't split up the tip jar fairly last shift and I owe him $2. I explained my side of what happened, that CB left and fell asleep at his apartment, that we handled those customers while he was gone, and that I even offered him the $2 that day, but he wouldn't take it. The boss said he believed my version and thought CB's story sounded uncharacteristic of me. He told me that if that situation ever happened again, to first call him and he'll come up to the shop to bust CB. And second, to split those tips before CB gets back next time. Hey, I've been writing you for a while, but you aren't answering. I thought you were better than that. Oh, hello. I'm sorry if I haven't answered. I've been pretty busy lately, and I didn't notice your messages. It wasn't intentional. How could I help you? Yeah. I want you to make me a drawing, but I can't afford it, so I won't be paying you. You looked so nice to me, and I felt like you were going to make it for free. I'm sorry? I'm not kidding. I wanted you to draw my group of OCs. I'm sorry, but I can't do it. It's not fair to ask artists for free works. Plus, you've been pretty rude. You've been the rude one because you didn't answer for all this time. Not me. I hope it's a joke. Please don't harass artists like this. Your art is not good anyway, and it's not worth wasting my time. You gotta love the classic bait and switch that all these people do when they beg for something and then they don't get it. They switch from please to, your art sucks anyway. Your fill in the blank sucks anyway. Classic choosing beggar. Not sure about where you're from, but here in Canada when you buy a coffee at McDonald's, there is a sticker on the side. Get 7 stickers, get a free coffee. My wife and I are at Walmart, so I go get some coffees. I get 4. Yes, I drink a lot of coffee. While I'm waiting for my wife in line while she's buying her Walmart stuff, I take the stickers off and put them on the collector card. A few minutes later, we leave the store. On the way to the car, a guy, who doesn't look like a bum or anything, quite well dressed, sees my 4 coffees and asks for 1. I'm thinking he's joking and smile, but he says he's serious. It's only $1 per coffee, so sure, why not? I go to pass him one, but I guess he saw the sticker was gone and he said, "Forget it, you took the sticker," and walked away. Not sure which is more odd. The fact he asks a stranger for coffee, the fact he can't buy his own for $1, or just wanted the sticker. I say combine all 3 and get a mishmash of weird choosing beggar. Still looking for a cake decorator to provide a mini lesson to 40 teenage girls June 1st. We'll be able to promote your biz in their take-home swag bags. Otherwise, go screw yourself on payment. Mint condition Samsung Galaxy at $120. Hey, wanted to know if I could buy this cell phone for $60 Friday tomorrow. Yes, I still have it. I'm willing to lower this to $100, but I can't go lower. Well, just go for $60 for me, please, cause I can't afford $100 for a phone. That's like my GST all gone, and yes, I don't get that much for GST. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I really don't care about your GST. No offense. $100 final offer. If you can, then let me know. Otherwise, have a good day. Whatever, be a butthole somewhere else, cheap jerk. This happened 5 to 6 years ago, but I was talking about it with a friend and it still ticks me off. I was about to graduate cosmetology school, and a work friend, WF, asked if I would cut her hair. WF couldn't come to school due to my availability, but she was willing to work around my schedule to do it at my house. I quoted her $10, which I felt was fair as I was still in school and she was coming to me. The day comes and she's 30 minutes late. Not a huge deal, but I was working full-time and in school. I only had one day off a week, so I'm a little irritated. I hear a car pull up, and here's WF with 4 other people, one of which is a 12-year-old who WF said was her niece. Again, irritating. I'm pretty socially anxious, I hate strangers in my house. But I know she doesn't have a car, so maybe she needed them for a ride. WF and Co come in, and I'm ready to start. I start verifying what we talked about. Turns out she wanted a trim as well. WF's hair very thin, fine, and long. The trim would literally take me less than 2 minutes, so I just did it. Then I start sectioning out the sides she wanted shaved. I confirmed she just wanted it down to skin, and WF tells me she actually wants a design shaved in and shows me photos on her phone. This was a huge problem for 3 reasons. 1, this isn't what we discussed. Most of my equipment was at school. I only brought home the things I would need based on the consultation I did. I flat out don't have the tools with me to do this kind of intricate designs she was showing me. 2, I suck at designs. I'm very open about that. It's just not my skill set. I was a cosmetologist, not a barber. 3, her hair is light moussey brown, very thin and fine. A design just isn't a good choice for her hair type. It would be hard to see the detail in a design if it was done by someone good at them. I would have told WF if she mentioned it during the initial consultation. I told WF all this and she's still determined to have me do the design because she's really excited about it. I made sure again she knew that I'm not good at that. The model has a different hair type and I'm using the wrong clippers. It won't look like the picture, but if she doesn't like it, we can just shave it down to skin like she asked for in the first place. I spent like 15 minutes putting this intricate Mandela type design into WF's hair with giant clippers. When I'm done, she had a simplified, very hard to see design. It wasn't awful, but due to her hair type, it was almost invisible. If you were more than a foot away, you just couldn't see it. She thankfully understood and just had me shave it down. I'm sweeping up the hair on my floor and one of WF's friends started telling me about the fade he wanted. I thought he was just making conversation, but then he sits down in the chair. I told him don't make a habit out of cutting hair at home, and I only did it for WF for the $10 price because it was supposed to be a quick cut and took less than 10 minutes. I'm not a barber. I specialize in women's hair /color/styling, and a fade was going to be a minimum of $30 plus tip. That's when I find out all 5 of them expected haircuts and assumed the $10 WF gave me without tip would cover them all. At this point, I'm frickin' ticked and told them that's just not happening. They could book an appointment with me at school. WF got annoyed and said that I should do it because they're here already, and I'm still in school so I should be happy for the practice. I told her my prices are firm. If he wanted a fade right now, it would be $30 plus tip. Then WF's friend drops this gem. I don't have any cash on me, but I can smoke you out. Screw that stuff. We're in a legal state and I smoked at the time, but I wasn't accepting that as payment, especially when they brought a kid with them. WF tried to tell me I should at least cut her niece's hair. It wasn't even her niece, but a different friend's kid. I said I would not be cutting that child's hair without a parent present. And even then, I'd feel more comfortable doing this at my school. WF offered to send the mom a Facebook message so I could see that it was okay to cut her hair, but also that I shouldn't expect money because she was only 12. I told WF that even if I were willing to do it, I would expect WF to pay for it. Thankfully, they didn't push it further and took that as a cue to leave, but not before asking if I would give them a bowl to smoke for wasting their time. I laughed and ushered them all at the door. I avoided her at work for a while until I ended up quitting. I'm a BMW dealer, by the way. As a side note, I read your guys' comments about my chills voice. I don't have a good place to put it in this video, so it's going for the BMW dealer.
Hey, can I come look at the 318?
I have someone interested in buying it around 4 p.m., so unless you could do before that.
Where you at?
Near the Safeway, blank, near blank.
Will you take 1,000 cash if I come now?
Sorry, $1,500.
Your firm?
Yeah, and I'm not looking to negotiate. Car is priced because I know it needs a few things fixed, otherwise I would sell it for like $5K.
Why do you think it would be worth $5K with almost 200,000 miles?
Because it's in great mechanical condition and has a great sound system. Most things that need fixing are cosmetic.
It's honestly tacky, and you know that, but let's say it wasn't, and it has 120,000 miles. I don't think it would go for $5K because you could get an E36, 328IS, or M3 for that.
That's honestly how the dude sounds, don't at me. And BMWs are known to go well over 200K if you actually take care of them. I don't need to convince you, lol. 2 people are already meeting me today. Either you buy it or you don't. I'm still going to sell it.
If you had receipts for head gasket / engine rebuild or something, maybe an enthusiast would pay $5K if it was perfect looking. Just letting you know, cause you're being really pretentious about your junk. I'm a car dealer for BMW.
Then why are you talking to me? $1,500 is a fair price. Take it or leave it. I'm an astronaut.
Go screw yourself.
I'll screw myself with the $1,500 I'm going to get, and I'm going to love every second of it. I can shout your name out as I do it too if you want.
Okay, show me proof when you get 1,500. Shout out my name while you suck your mother's wiener. Have fun getting screwed by gypsies offering you 500.
r/ChoosingBeggars is going to love you. There's your daily dose of Chill's voice. Hit me up, Chills. My next door neighbor has been watching me prepare my garden for months to get ready for the upcoming growing season. I have tilled it, put a foot of wood chips down for weeds, and created 2 raised beds. Needless to say, I grow a buttload of food and do not go to the store in the summer. She saw me building another raised bed today which cost me $80 to make, and then I fill it with dirt. More cost. She yells out at me to come over here and build her a garden. Thinking she was joking, I said, "That will cost you materials and my time spent." To this, she snorted and said, "I'm your neighbor, you should do it for free." Which I said I have my hands full with my own garden. Then she invited herself over and said, "When your garden starts producing, I'm gonna come over and take what I want." Which I said no, because I can my excess food to eat in the winter. She then went on to tell me how to plant my garden and where to plant certain plants to make it easier on her so she can take them from my garden. Plant your own dang garden. Side note, I have a small orchard in my side yard that the entire neighborhood steals from when I'm not home. Kinda okay with this, but still sad I cannot harvest all my own food. Fairly certain it's her taking most of it. $50 for the vape? Crying while laughing emoji. Cash. Come on, dude, you don't even vape and my dog just died, please. Just give me the vape so I can get over it. I can't process grief without ripping a fat cloud. You know this, man. You know this, Bob. Context. I crochet and knit as a hobby. Predominantly my projects get donated and sometimes I give presents to friends and family. Sometimes my friends will commission me for specific projects. I'm very reasonable with pricing and will usually throw in bonuses when I'm being paid. So I'm crocheting a hat while talking to a friend who is having a smoke. I don't smoke, but like hanging out outside with her while enjoying the sun and fresh air. And one of my new neighbors comes up to us, very drunk. By the way, I'm wearing a hat in the same pattern I'm crocheting. That hat is so cute. Could you make one for my daughter? Sure, my price is $15 for a kid's hat. Keep in mind I'm combining the price of the yarn and my time. That much? What if I provide the yarn? I can lower it to $12. But I'm giving you buffalo wool, and you can keep the remainder. Oh, I have a mild allergy to wool, and it wouldn't work for this pattern anyway. I developed this pattern. Yarn is yarn, it doesn't matter what kind you use. Different yarn has different uses, and the synthetic yarns are better for sun hats. They are generally lighter and more airy. Well, I'll get you some yarn and you can charge me $5. She then walked away. My friend looked at me with WTH written on her face and we laughed. It's been a few days and I haven't heard one word on this deal. I just hope she forgot about it myself. And that brings us to the end of r/ChoosingBeggars, and I'm sorry that this may not be the most wacky quip-filled episode, but I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. Like the video if you enjoyed, and if you really enjoyed, give us a subscribe, and as always, I'll be seeing ya.